Hello friends, in the series on income tax cases, today we will discuss a very important case which is based on section 80A subsection 5. Section 80A subsection 5 broadly says that if the assessee wants to take the deduction under section 10A, 10AA, 10B or 10BA or any deduction which is mentioned in chapter C, then it is necessary for the assessee that a valid return of income should have been filed by the assessee. In the present case, the issue before Pune ITAT SMC bench was that if the return of income has not been filed within the timeliness of section 139 subsection 1, section 139 subsection 4 or the time given by the assessing officer in the notice under section 142 subsection 1. So whether in that case the assessee can claim the deduction under section 80P subsection 2 after filing the return of income which is beyond the time limits prescribed in these sections. This issue has been taken up by the Pune ITAT SMC bench in the case of Shri Swami Vivekanand Nagari Sehkari Prasthana Maryadat versus Income Tax Officer, and this case is reported in 135 ITR Tribunal at page number 1. The date of the judgment is 6th January 2026. The present case relates to the assessment year 17-18. The assessee didn't file the return of income under section 139 subsection 1. Even the belated return was not filed under section 139 subsection 4. The assessing officer issued the notice to the assessee under section 142 subsection 1 to file the return of income, but the assessee also did not file the return of income. The assessing officer issued notice under section 144 to complete the best judgment assessment, and after that the assessee, after a very long period of issuing the notice under section 142 subsection 1, filed the return of income on 21st July 2019, first time claiming the deduction under section 80P subsection 2. The assessing officer did not consider this return of income. The assessing officer did not issue the notice under section 143 subsection 2 and denied the deduction under section 80P subsection 2 on the violation of section 80A subsection 5, which says that the deduction can be claimed only if the return of income is filed and the return of income is a valid return of income. When the matter came before the CIT appeal, the CIT appeal also upheld the order of the assessing officer, and when the matter was before the tribunal, the assessee pleaded first time that the assessee has not received the notice under section 142 subsection 1, but the tribunal found from the records that the assessee has in fact received the notice under section 142 subsection 1, and since the assessee has not raised these grounds either before the assessing officer or before the CIT appeal, so that ground cannot be accepted. The tribunal said that in the present case, since the return of income has not been filed as per the timeline of section 139 subsection 1, 139 subsection 4, and even in the time allowed by the assessing officer under section 142 subsection 1, so the return of income cannot be treated as a valid return of income, and the assessing officer was not bound to issue the notice under section 143 subsection 2, and since the assessee has violated a substantive provision of section 80A subsection 5 for not filing the return of income, a valid return of income, so the assessee should not be allowed to claim the deduction under section 80P subsection 2 through a return of income which is not a valid return of income and which has been filed beyond the timelines which are given in the three sections. In the present case, the tribunal gave a message that if the assessee wants to claim the deduction, then the assessee has to file the return of income in time. The best course of action in this case to the assessee was that the assessee should have applied for the condonation of late filing, and if the assessing officer was if the assessee was in a position to prove the genuine hardship in not filing the return of income on time, then there was some case for the assessee, since the assessee has not filed the condonation application and just came first time before the CIT appeal or the assessing officer by filing a late return, then in that case the assessee's claim under section 80P subsection 2 cannot be entertained. at the end of this video. Once again, I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is Shri Swami Vivekanand Nagari Sehkari Prasthana Maryadit versus Income Tax Officer, and this case is reported in 135 ITR Tribunal at page number 1, and the date of the judgment is 6th January 2026. Thank you, friends.